Welcome back to ARC Salt Lake, where we cover authentic, relevant, and community stories. We are continuing our ski slope spotlight this morning. Just 2 resorts left to profile, and this morning we're talking about Powder Mountain. Powder Mountain is actually one of North America's largest ski resorts. It sits in the mountains northeast of Ogden, not far from the towns of Huntsville and Eden. It's straddling the Cache and Weber County line. Here to talk about Powder Mountain is Resort Director of Communications, Ashton Stronks. Ashton, thanks for being here this morning.
Thanks for having us.
How do you introduce Powder Mountain to people who they've never heard of it, or they've never been, or first-timers, or something like that?
Yeah, so if you're coming to Powder for the first time, you're really coming to ski or ride. We have over 8,000 acres of skiable terrain up there. And so because of that, we've been really known for our uncrowded ski experience. So sometimes you feel like you're the only one out there, but it's a great day with your friends and your family to come ski uncrowded slopes. A
lot of acreage to ski. Not all of it is lift served. So talk about that a little bit.
Sure. So we also offer some backcountry experiences through some newly acquired terrain. We just announced earlier this season. It's called DMI. The locals call it DMI, or Don't Mention It. So we're offering some backcountry guided experiences through there. And then it's been a really busy summer of development. We actually installed 3 new lifts this past season. We replaced 2 of the older ones and then built a brand new one up Lightning Ridge, which was previously only served by Snowcat. Okay. So yeah, we got a lot of acres to share.
You have a lot going on this year and in recent years. Powder Mountain has announced some unique changes in recent years, including a blend of public and private ski lifts. So what does this entail? Talk about kind of this new way of operating a resort.
Sure. So, really one of our core values is this uncrowded ski experience. And in order to maintain that, we really needed to maintain our independent operation status. I mean, with the rise of all of the multi-resort passes, you have Epic and Icon, which are great for the sport of skiing. It's really democratized it and brought so many more people on mountain. But that can also be an issue, bringing so many more people on mountain.
We've heard about it, yeah.
So we're introducing a new model. It's a blended public-private model. And so what that means is we're also selling real estate on the mountain, and homeowners and property owners, their number one amenity is private ski. So we've privatized a couple of the lifts and built a new private lift this past summer. But the revenue generated from real estate sales supports the public resort. So because of that new model, we're able to be financially sustainable and make all these epic improvements that we've made.
And in reality, the vast majority of the mountain would still be open to the public, right?
Correct, yeah. It's like I said, it's still a lot of acres to go around, so it's really net positive for the public resort.
And some changes made to season passes, basically. Like in the past, there were limits, right?
Correct.
Are there still limits? What's happening there?
Yeah, so we've removed the arbitrary cap. It was rather arbitrary. Like I said, 8,000 acres, there's a lot of mountain to go around. But there's still levers we can pull to keep it an uncrowded experience. So we're going to be capping day tickets and also continuing to use dynamic pricing to keep the number of folks on the mountain down.
And then talk about, I've heard about plans for February where only season pass holders will actually be able to access the mountain.
Yeah. So if you're a season pass holder, you get the mountain to yourself on weekends in February. It's a new perk we're test driving this year, but everyone we've spoken to, all the season pass holders, they seem pretty stoked on it.
Obviously, all of Utah's ski resorts, there's 15 of them. They make up a big ski family. What do you think sets Powder Mountain apart from everybody else?
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably sounding like a broken record at this point, but the uncrowded ski experience really is number one. And then earlier this season, or this year, we announced a new initiative called the Powder Art Foundation it's a new 501c3 nonprofit we recently formed. And that's going to be, our number one initiative is putting large-scale art on the mountain over the course of the next 2 to 3 years. So we're inviting contemporary artists out to come and make work, and not so much to detract or distract from the ski experience, but really enhance it and just add another layer of magic.
In terms of terrain, I mean, you talk about how many acres there are. I am assuming that it's a wide variety of terrain for all are all ability levels out there.
Correct. Yeah. I think when you think of Powder and you think of vast open space, you probably think of more mellow rides, but especially with the installation of Lightning Ridge, that opens up a lot of really exciting advanced and expert terrain now. So,
for those who have not been to Powder, it's laid out in kind of a unique way. The base area is kind of, generally speaking, at the top. Can you talk about the terrain there?
Yeah, we call it the inverted mountain or upside down mountain sometimes. And, you know, in normal resorts, you would probably park at the base and ride the chair up and come down. But here you really kind of drive to the top and then you can ski down and ride the lift back up. So it's nice to get some warm up laps in before you have to sit on a cold chair in the morning.
What's been the reception to some of the changes that you guys have announced? Have people been worried? Have they been relieved? Like, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, you know, everybody we've spoken to in person, they understand that although change can be difficult for some, we're really doing this to keep the resort operating as a public resort for generations to come. I mean, the state it was in before, we needed to make some changes. So, yeah, we're just excited to get this first season under our belt and really show, not tell, the improvements we're making.
And in terms of snowfall on an average year, what do we expect at Powder Mountain?
Yeah, we're at around 360 inches average season. So,
excellent.
Yeah.
And then where does most of your clientele come from? Is it kind of all along the Wasatch Front, or is it really kind of that local area there?
We have a great local community, but, you know, Powder is kind of getting the word out and getting a little bit more of a spotlight on us. So we're welcoming guests from everywhere. But yeah, love our local Ogden Valley community.
Do you still feel like maybe a well-kept secret, or no? Has the secret gotten out?
I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I guess we'll see this season, see how much it's gotten out. Yeah.
Right. Anything else you want people to know about Powder Mountain before we go?
Just that we're, you know, committed to keeping it a public resort for as long as we can, and, you know, go to powdermountain.com if you want to learn anything else, and we'll see you on the hill.
Okay. Excellent.